Alright, on this problem, you're going to have A is equal to 18, and C is equal to 3, B is equal to 6, C is 3, A is 18, and BC is 6 times 3, which is 18. So you're going to have 18 over 3, which is 6. 6 over 3 is 2, and 18 over 18 is 1. So 6 plus 2 is 8, minus 1 is 7. On this problem, you should have 6 plus a negative 2, and then minus 4 plus a negative 2. This is going to be 4 minus 4 plus a negative 2. And that should be 6 on the back end, not a negative 2. It should be a 6. This cancels out to 0, so you are left with 6. The answer on this one, you have 10 minus 7, which is 3. Square that is 9. Times 6 is 54. Plus 3 is 57. Minus 40 is 17. Times 2 is 34. Plus 3 is 37. Minus 5 is 32.
And what was the one yesterday?
If you have all of the work shown for your homework, then you can bring it up. Do not bring it up here if you don't have all the work shown. You just have to wait until you complete it and put it in the crate in the back. 18 here, 15 have homework. That turns out to be a percent of 83. Here are the answers, and we'll try to review as we go through them. For the first one, the reference was the third one. It's the one that you don't know anything about. So the third one had to be X. And the first one is twice as big as X. The second one is 10 less. And the fourth one, 5 less than twice. You have 6 X's in this equation. You have 2X and 2X for 4X, and 2 more X's will give you 6X. Minus 10 minus 5 is minus 15. So 6x minus 15 equals 225. You have to move this minus 15 to the right, make it plus 215. That gives you 240. Divide by 6. X is 40, but X is not the answer. You had to find each of these. So the first one is 80, second one 30, third one 40, and fourth one 75. In this problem, you have the sum of 11 and the quantity squared of a number minus 12 is 20. Move this 11. It's plus 11 on this side. It's a positive 11, so move it to the right and make it minus 11. 20 minus 11 is 9. What number would I square to get a 9? 3. So that means whatever's inside of this set of parentheses must be equal to 3. 3 must be the result when you do this. So move the minus 12 to the right, make it plus 12. You should get a 15 for the answer. Joe is 3 times Sarah's age, so we're going to make Sarah the reference, X. And Jack is 10 years less than Joe, so he would have to be 3x minus 10. You have 7 x's in this problem, and just a minus 10 to tag along. Set it equal to 95 for the sum of their ages. Move the minus 10 to the right, make it plus 10. 95 and 10 is 105. Divide by 7 and you get 15. 15 is not the answer to the problem. It said you must find all 3 ages. So Joe would be 3 times 15, which is 45. Sarah is exactly 15, and Jack is 3 times 15, which is 45, but minus 10. So he is 35. And if you had number 3, you had number 4. For some reason, I did not change the numbers on number 4, so it was identical to number 3. And the last one, number 5, Jill left her house at 1:42 p.m. and drove for 35 minutes. How many minutes would I need to go from 1:42 to 2 p.m.? 1:42 to 2 p.m. is how many minutes? 18 minutes. So take 18 minutes away from what she traveled, and you're left with 17 minutes. So 2:17 p.m. is when she arrived. Jeff left 12 minutes after Jill, so he left at 1:54 p.m. and drove for 17 minutes. I need 6 minutes to get to 2 p.m., so if I take 6 minutes away from 17, I get 11. 2:11 p.m. Jack left a half an hour after Jill, or a half an hour before, I should say. So he left 30 minutes before 1:42, which is 1:12. He drove for 42 minutes. So if you add 12 and 42, you're still under 60. So 1:54 p.m. Today's objective. We're still on the same thing. It's create equations and inequalities in one variable and use them to solve problems. Example 1. There are 4 toy machines, and by a toy machine, I mean those little red machines in a store where you put a quarter in, you get Skittles back or a bouncing ball or something like that. Any kind of a toy machine. Near the exit of a department store, there are 4 of them. The first has 11 more quarters than the third. The second has 5 less than the first. The fourth has 12 more than the second. The total amount of money in all machines combined is 115. And in this problem, I'm talking about 115 quarters by the amount of money in that sentence. How much money is in the 4th machine? I could have worded this better, but by how much money in this sentence, I mean the actual dollar amount. And we'll do that when we get to it. The 115, though, refers to the number of quarters. Alright, so let's reduce this a little bit so we have room to work. There are 4 toy machines near the exit of a department store. We don't even need that sentence because we know there are 4 from reading the rest of the problem. The first has 11 more quarters than the third. Is the third mentioned anywhere else in here? No. So what should we do for the third? Yeah, we'll make that one X. So the third is X. The first has 11 more than the third. So what do I do for the first one? X plus 11. The fourth has 12 more than the second. Oh, the second, I didn't even do the second yet. I wondered why there was nothing for the second. The second has 5 less than the first. Here's the first. And the second has 5 less. So what could I do to represent the second? Bruton.
X plus 6.
X plus 6 is right. Because you combine 11 minus 5 to make 6. And now the fourth has 12 more than the second. So here's the fourth, or not the fourth, but here's the second, X plus 6. And the fourth has 12 more than that one. So how can I simplify the fourth one now? X equals what? X plus 18, yes. X plus 18 because we combine the 6 and the 12. What operation do I put between each expression? Addition. How many x's are in this equation? 4. 11 plus 6 is what? 17 plus 18.
29. 35.
35, yes. We get 35 from 11 plus 6 plus 18. 35. And what do we set it equal to? 115, yes. What do I do with this 35 plus 35? Minus from the 115, that's right. So 115 minus 35 is what? 80. What do I do now? Divide by 4 and get what? 20, yes. 20 is not the answer. How much money is in the fourth machine? Here's the fourth machine. X plus 18. So 20 plus 18 would be 38. We have 38 quarters, but remember what I told you about this sentence. I want to know exactly how much money is in there. How would I change 38 quarters into dollars and cents? Divide it by 4. So 38 divided by 4 is how much money? $9.50, yes. Three cars travel different routes. Car 1 traveled 6 less miles than car 3. Car 2 traveled 22 more miles than car 1. The total miles driven by all cars is 100. How far did car 1 travel? Try that and bring an answer up here to the desk. For the solution, we have how many cars? 3. So 1, 2, 3, and they drove how many miles altogether? 100. Car 1 traveled 6 less miles than car 3. Which one is going to be our X? Car 3. And if car 1 traveled 6 less miles, that would be X minus 6. Car 2 traveled 22 more miles than car 1. Here's car 1. Car 2 went 22 more miles. How can I simplify minus 6 and 22? Yeah, that would be X plus 16. You just treat it as negative 6 plus 22. And the operation we put in here is going to be plus. How many X's are there? 3 X's. How about negative 6 plus 16? 10. 3x plus 10 equals 100. I'm going to move that plus 10 to the right and make it minus 10 to come up with 90. So X would equal what? 30. How far did car 1 travel if it was X minus 6? 24 miles is the right answer. Four buckets have apples in them. The first has 12 more than the fourth. The third has 6 less than the first. The second has 15 more than the third. The total of all buckets is 119. How many apples are in the second bucket? The solution for this, we have 4 buckets. And if you add all 4 buckets together, you get 119. The first has 12 more than the fourth. So we're going to make the fourth one X, and then for the first one, if it has 12 more than the fourth, what do we put in for the first one? X plus 12 is right. So on to this one, the third has 6 less than the first. Here is the first one, X plus 12. If the third has 6 less than the first, which would be this, how can we simplify that expression? X plus 6, right. 12 minus 6 is 6. And that was the third one. So X plus 6. And then the second has 15 more than the third. So here's the third one. X plus 6. And the second has 15 more. So if we do plus 15, how can I simplify that expression? X plus 21. What operation goes in between all of these expressions? Addition. How many x's are in this equation? 4. 12 and 21 is what? 33. And plus 6? 39. Again, we came up with 12, 21, and 6 for 39. What do I do with this, plus 39? That's right. Move it across the equal sign, switch the operation. What is 119 minus 39? 80. What do I do next? Divide by 4 to get what? 20. Yeah, which is the fourth bucket. The question is asking at the end how many apples are in the second bucket. The second bucket is x plus 21. So what is 20 plus 21? 41 is the answer. The mid-class quiz, you can't lose points on that. I don't even add that into the total. You can only gain from it. I don't add it into the total points you could have had for the class today. So try these problems and let's see what you get. Bring it up here and drop it off. The sum of a number squared and 15 is 79. What is the number? Bring me the answer. The sum of a number, so put plus and a number x. A number squared, it says the sum of a number squared, which is this one, and 15 is 79. So if you move this to the right, change the operation, you end up with 79 minus 15, which is 64. What number do I square to get a 64? 8 is right. Try this one. The product of 10 and the quantity squared of the sum of a number and 3 is 49. What is the number? I said for 49, it should be 490. The solution for the product of 10 and the quantity squared of the sum of a number and 3 is 490. If I divide this by 10 to get rid of this, I'm left with x plus 3, the quantity squared of x plus 3, equals 49. What number could I square to get a 49? 7. 7 squared is 49. That means whatever you do with x plus 3, that must come out to be 7. What number plus 3 is 7? 4 is the right answer. The sum of 8 and the product of a number and 5 is 38. What is the number? The answer for this one is 6. There's no time to work it out.
Watch out.